I've read many studies that said, and I've traveled all over the world and lived with Bedouins and Maasai tribes and all of that, and went to the poorest of the poor, like City of the Dead in Cairo, and interviewed those people and slept on their dirt floors. And I just wanted to experience it. Let me stay here for a week, and let me stay for a week. And I asked everyone, what is the meaning of life? Or are you unhappy? You don't have anything, really. Dirt floors, maybe one rug, maybe one small TV, a family of 10 to 15 in the house. And everybody was, we're happy. Why? We get to be with each other every night. This one's the mailman, this one's the doctor, this one's the gardener, this one's the construction worker, this one's the mom, this one's the nanny.
There's a fantastic book from 11 and a half or 12 years ago called Bowling Alone by Robert Putnam. And essentially he says that the quote-unquote prizes, the indicators of wealth in this country, like the house alone with the gate around it and all those things, actually foment alienation, which I think manifests as depression. Because the way people interact is all on ego-based power hierarchies, and that's really, it's weird. It's very weird. And David Brooks wrote a book about that, about the Bohemian bourgeois. And it's when I watch people have conversations and they say things, this is off the top of my head because it's just Christmas, and I saw something like, this is on Huffington Post, like some big model in St. Bart's, and everybody, like, there's a certain group of people like Steve Martin and Bruce Springsteen, and they go to St. Bart's for Christmas. And then if you are kind of in that crowd, like, then you'll go to like Antigua or something, and you'll be, because it's like there's always this like one-upmanship, which is insane. You should just be like, no, I want to hang out with my friends. I don't have to prove something on my freaking vacation.
Yes.
Absolutely,
yes, it's true. And I talked to some of my very wealthy colleagues and friends, and someone who makes $30 million a year. I said, isn't that enough? You're working so hard every day. And he said, no, same thing you're saying, because this colleague is making this. He goes, you don't understand. He goes, when you make this much money, which I've never made that much money, he goes, it's like you're going to the edge, and you look out at what's out there, and then you go, oh, there's another ledge to jump, and you've got to go to that hurdle.
It's called the hedonic treadmill. And Sonia Lyubomirsky, in her books on happiness, writes about this all the time. So in my seminars, what I say is, the way it functions is, you save up, and you buy a Bentley, and you're driving off the lot, and you're so happy. Happiness on any material possessions lasts like 6 to 18 months. New job, 6 to 18 months. Marriage, anything new, it's like 18 months. It's kind of like the tipping point where you're just like, it's just now assimilated as normal, right?
Yeah.
So you're driving off the lot in your Bentley. Someone goes by in a Lamborghini. You go, fudge! Like, I'll be happy when I get the Lamborghini. So you save up and you buy the Lamborghini,
or your fleet of cars.
Right. But it doesn't matter. But
Yes.
There's a beautiful TED talk by Ted Hanauer who says that the problem with our society is that the wealthy people actually don't create jobs. So it is all this like definition of self through financial indicators, which is really stupid and bizarre.
And if it is stupid and bizarre, why are we all obsessed with it as a whole?
Well, it's just a game, and it's just, we're very, very misguided.
As
a kid. It's funny. I think it's a lot of popular culture. You walk by the kiosks, or you see things, and you're like, oh, what? Britney Spears, she looks happy, like she's worth whatever, and you emulate these people, and then until they crash and burn, and because you realize when you hang out with these people.
But even when they crash and burn, people go, wow, that's so cool and hip. The young kids are following that
Justin
too.
Bieber.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And there's something about that too. Marilyn Monroe, so many people said, I want to die like Marilyn Monroe, actors, because she died when she was young and still beautiful, and they romanticize her melancholy and her
I had a really
suffering.
weird thought last week. Maybe you can give me some insights into this. So in 1982, when Sunday Bloody Sunday by U2 live at Red Rocks came out, Bono was at the at the stage, and he's holding this flag up, and he's saying like, "No more war," and he's screaming, and it's like and literally, I just get shivers. It's now 33 years later, and it was just like the most transformative, like that you could be in front of these people, and then it's on television, you're doing all these things, and now reading that he's worth $900 million. I'm just wondering, and also reading that they have their U2 offices, or used to have them in Amsterdam, so they didn't have to pay taxes in the UK, and all this bad money stuff. Like, does that delegitimize him in some way? Like, I mean, he does wonderful things. So, but it's just an interesting thing, the way we perceive people. Like, do we believe them more because they're wealthy, or less, or what they're saying? We just have this very interesting dynamic with finances. I mean, personally, I'm just going to go totally off the deep end here and tell you that I think that Bill Gates is one of the most reprehensible human beings ever. And the reason is, and last week he said that he read Thomas Piketty's book, Capital in the 21st Century, and he agrees with everything, but he doesn't want to pay more taxes. And so it's interesting, like, we're all in this together. Like, if we don't pay taxes, then what is the rate of graduating for like Black and Mexican kids? Like, it's not good, and particularly in this area. In some places in Compton and Watts, it's like 30%. It's really bad. What do those kids do? Yeah, if we can get them into Army, fantastic. But if not, we're like locking our doors at night. Like, we're all in this together, right? And so we have to figure out the most efficient way to bring everybody up in terms of, like, we're interdependent. Like, we can't allow any parts of our society to go down. We can't have that disparity. We can't have the 1% in their gated communities and then the rest of everyone else suffering like that, or having not adequate resources, not adequate just places to go and things like that. Be safety, I want to say. So for me, when Bill Gates says, I don't want to pay more taxes, and the reason he says it is because I think I can spend the money more efficiently than the United States government. The founders of this country knew that people would distrust government, so they put that the term limit in place: 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. So you can just vote. If you don't like somebody, just be patient. But we think the best way to retaliate